Hey Redmond Hill students, thanks for coming back to Youth Group Online. Tonight we have a special guest with us. We have two special guests with us. We have Pastor Wes Gunn and we got Taylor Gunn. So we're going to have a father-son face-off. We're going to do a little trivia with a little bit of a fear box. So how it's going to work is I'm going to ask a question. When I ask that question, the first person that knows the answer, they tap the table. First person to tap the table gets their free reign to answer the question. If they do not answer the question correctly, it goes to the other person. If the other person answers the question correctly, they get the point. Now, what can happen is whoever gets the point, or whoever doesn't get the point, gets to feel on the inside of the fear box. And if they get what is inside the fear box, then they get the point instead of the other person. Now, if both participants answer incorrectly, they both have to feel on the inside of the fear box in order to get the point. So, without further ado, they are blindfolded. They are ready to rock. So we are going to ask the first question. First question is, who originally sang the song "I Love Rock and Roll"? Taylor Gunn.
Gene something.
Wrong. Wes Gunn.
I don't know. I'll make up somebody. Sting.
Incorrect. The first group to ever sing the song "I Love Rock and Roll" was the Arrows,
Oh.
a British band. So, in order to figure out who gets to this point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have Lily come up, and she's going to grab the first article, and she's going to be placing it inside the fear box. Thank you, Lily. So, Taylor, since you had the first try on the answer, Wes, you get the first try on the touch.
All right.
And don't tell me what you think it is. You just touch it, and then we're going to go on to Taylor after you touch it. All right, 3 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Taylor, go ahead. Three, two. All right. On the count of three, I'll say 1, 2, 3, and then you guys both give me the answer. 1, 2, 3.
Smushed up gummy bears.
Bowl. Yes, it's a bowl, but what's inside the bowl?
I have no idea.
No idea. You gotta give a guess.
Smushed rice.
Incorrect on both accounts.
Oh.
It is a smushed up blueberry muffin.
Oh. All right.
Lily, if you could come, you can go ahead and take away the smushed up blueberry muffin. Thank you. And hopefully this one's a little easier for you, at least I hope so. The second question is, which actor played Batman in The Dark Knight? Taylor Gunn.
Hayden Christensen? No.
Incorrect.
That's completely wrong.
Incorrect.
Bruce. Whatever his name is. Bruce something.
Incorrect.
0
0 out of 2. Starting off good. The correct answer is Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Christian
Yes.
Bale.
Alright.
All right, so Lily, go ahead and bring up the second bowl, please. All right, Taylor, you had the first try again, so Wes, you get the first try at the touch.
Okay.
All right, Taylor. All right, got your answers?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Chopped up apples.
What did you say, Lily?
Apples. Chopped up apples.
Okay, so for that one, I'm gonna give it to Taylor. It's an assortment of fruit. Mango, pineapple, and pear.
Oh.
So 1-0, Lily. Yeah, you can come and take the bowl away. Thank you very much. So for the third one, Victoria Beckham sang in what famous group?
Who is that?
Victoria Beckham, David Beckham's wife.
Who is that?
You play soccer, you don't know who David Beckham is? That hurts.
Not cultured.
You're not cultured soccer.
The Bengals.
No. Taylor, you want to give it a shot?
Can you repeat the question?
Victoria Beckham sang in what famous group?
The Cheetah Girls.
No. Incorrect. Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
The Spice Girls. So, neither of them got it right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to go to the fear box. Go ahead, Lily. Alright, so Wes had that first one, so Taylor, you get the first touch.
Okay.
Alright, Wes. Alright, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Spaghetti noodles.
Correct. On both accounts. But I think I'm going to give it to Wes because he said spaghetti noodles, and they are spaghetti noodles.
Spaghetti
They're not
noodles.
fettuccine noodles, they're not just noodles, they're
Right.
spaghetti noodles.
I knew.
Alright. Alright, so far we're 0 and 3 on the guessing for the questions. And I thought I was doing pretty good with the easy questions. But, next question. I hope one of you gets this. Is Spider-Man Marvel or DC? Wes.
He is Marvel.
Correct. Finally. Alright, so now Taylor gets to touch the next thing that is going into the fear box. So Lily, go ahead. To try to steal the point away from his dad. Alright. And you're guessing 1, 2, 3.
Slime.
That is correct. It is slime. It is
Oh.
slime. So he steals the question. So that's 2-1. We got 2 for Taylor, 1 for Wes. Lily, you can come grab the next bowl. Thank you very much. Now, number 5. What's the name of Justin Bieber's wife?
Wait, he is a wife.
He does have a wife. How do you not know he has a wife?
I don't know. He could have had a husband.
Jennifer.
Wrong.
Tammy.
Wrong.
It's Haley.
It's Haley. The correct answer is Haley. It was Haley Baldwin. He married Haley Baldwin.
Or not.
Now Haley Bieber.
5-year-old girl.
I like Justin Bieber. Talented guy. Alright, so on to the next touch. So far we have 2-1. Taylor's got 2. Wes has 1. And let's go ahead and let's guess what's on the inside. And so Wes had the first guess, so Taylor, you get the first touch. Three, 2, 1. Alright, Wes. It is interesting. Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Broccoli.
Radishes.
No, that is the inside of a tomato.
Oh.
So it's the guts of the tomato.
Guts of the tomato.
Alright, so the person who does take the win is Taylor. He takes the win
Oh.
of 2-1 over his dad. So thanks for watching. We're going to go into the message and then we'll send you into small groups.
All right, so I want to talk tonight about malls
And I know what you're thinking, malls are dying, but I still think that they're a pretty cool place. When I was growing up, that was where we all hung out. Everyone went to the mall on Friday night, and everybody walked around to hang out with their friends. But bear with me, let's talk about malls real quick. So maybe you've never thought about brands having their own vibes or personalities, or maybe that not their own reputations, but they can. And how they can is, let me explain. If we think about Amazon, what do we think? What comes to mind? Fast shipping and 2 days or later. You know what I'm saying? If we think Walmart, we think lowest prices. If we think about the best cell phone, Apple. Obviously, if you use an Android, it's okay. You can still hang out here. We still love you. Just if you had an Apple phone, it's just a better phone. If you don't know me, I'm all about Apple, so that's why I say that. The free music streaming service, Spotify. Best chicken sandwich ever, Chick-fil-A. All these companies have one thing in common, and that one thing is that they hire hundreds of people and spend billions of money allowing that. Allowing those people to come up with branding, allowing people to come up with their own personality. That way, Amazon can be known for the fast 2-day shipping, or for Chick-fil-A to be known for the chicken sandwich. Our reputations are made up of a lot of things. They're made up of a lot of assumptions about who you are. Just think about various groups that are in your school, or the various groups that you come into contact with whenever we're not self-quarantining. I want to read some things. I want you to fill in the blank for me. Every rich kid is blank. The honor kids are. The homeschoolers are. Middle schoolers are. High schoolers are. The cheerleaders are. The kids who vape are. Even though we don't say them out loud, we fill those blanks in with our mind, or maybe even you do say those things out loud. Maybe they're not the nicest things, but maybe we say those things out loud, or maybe we keep them to ourselves, but we always tend to fill those blanks in about other people. And it's all about two things. There's two things that allow us to fill those blanks in: our experiences and our insecurities. Our limited experiences and our insecurities cause us to fill in the blanks and convince ourselves that we know way more about somebody than we actually do. And there's a moment in Jesus' life that we may be able to help us. Jesus, he was in this middle of this big fight between himself and religious leaders were trying to find a way to stop Jesus from doing what Jesus was doing. They were trying to catch him in different acts. They were trying to catch him where they could use something against him. And Jesus did this. He was walking one day, and they come up to him, and they just caught this woman in a really R-rated situation. And they brought him, and it says this. This is the story right out of John chapter 8, verses 3 through 6. It says, "As he was speaking, the teachers of the religious law and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. They put her in front of the crowd and said this, 'Teacher,' they said to Jesus, 'this woman was caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses says to stone her, but what do you say?' They were trying to trap him into saying something they could use against him. And I want you to miss this. I want you to see this. The text says that this woman had been caught in the act. Caught in the act. She was literally committing adultery when the leaders found her. But Jesus stooped down and he started writing in the dust with his finger. In this middle of this big fight, in this middle of, what do we do, Jesus? He just steps down and he just starts drawing in the sand. They kept demanding an answer, so he stood up and he said, 'All right, but let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone.' So he stooped down again and he started writing in the dirt. When the accusers heard this, they started slipping away one by one, beginning with the oldest, until only Jesus was left in the middle of the crowd with the woman. Then Jesus stood up again and he said to the woman, 'Where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you?'
She said, "No, Lord." And Jesus said, "Neither do I. Go and sin no more." One by one, the leaders realized that their plan had backfired, that Jesus kindly, lovingly released the woman who's literally afraid for her life and tells her to go. Go in freedom. Go live life differently. Jesus challenged the woman by saying, "Go and sin no more," because no matter her reputation, he believed that change was possible in her life. Jesus proved that we are more than just assumptions or judgments. We are worthy of forgiveness. We're worthy of grace. We're worthy of a second chance because of his love for us. And we can extend that same forgiveness, grace, and love to others. So no matter what assumptions people make about you, no matter what life you've came from, no matter what your parents are about, no matter what your grandparents are about, no matter what your aunts and uncles are about, Jesus changes the future. He can't change the past, but he can change the future because of his grace and his love. And we can change somebody else's future. We can change somebody else's life by using the same forgiveness, grace, and love for others. So what if we chose to let love fill in the blank? When the opportunities for assumptions and judgments start flying, take the steps toward a new approach. First step is stop and think about your own brand. What do you want to stand for? Think about who you've built bogus brands for. Think about the people that you already have an assumption for. The cheerleaders, the jocks, the skaters, the haters, the people who vape, the homeschoolers, the middle schoolers, the high schoolers. Think about who you've already built a bogus brand for in your mind. Because when we choose to follow Jesus' example and take these steps, we're choosing to let love fill in the blank instead of a quick or shallow misjudgment or an assumption about who they are now and who they could be. If this is really what Jesus was about, doesn't it cause you to be a little bit more interested in Jesus' brand? We can be people who let love fill in the blank about others. When we will do this, we will be people known for our love for other people. Just like Jesus was. Just like Jesus intended for his people to be. God, tonight, right now, I ask for your love to overcome us, Father. Father, I pray that we allow to let love build the brand. Let love fill in the blank. Father, I pray for the people who want a new future written by you, Father. I pray that they begin to walk that life. I pray they begin to walk into the steps to be able to take that life and make it full. Father, in your name, we gather with you. In your name, Father, we ask for you to change our assumptions of other people. And as we go, that we can go and live differently and let love fill in the blank. Amen. All right, guys, we're going to get you right into your small groups.